Hello everybody, this is Lucas again. I say grower Lucas because I don't want to offend people if I say farmer Lucas. So I just grow vegetables. My goal is to be a farmer whenever I grow up, even though I'm like 35 years old. But that's neither here nor there. Alright, so today I'm at the farm, the place where I don't own this property. Like I said in my other videos, I'm here on kind of like, the best way to describe it is like a crop sharing agreement, or favors. We do favors, like I keep the grass kept. I'm kind of handy. I'm not super handy, like I'm not super mechanically inclined, but I have family members who are, so I help where I can, and the owner of the property helps me out tremendously. So it's a good symbiotic relationship, and that's one thing that, if you're trying to do this for yourself and you're young out there, just learn that principle of symbiotic relationships, because that's key. At least it is for me. Like I said, I try to remain humble. Great lawnmowers, perfect. Well, now we're just gonna roll with it, and I'll just talk a little louder. How's that? We're just gonna talk a little louder, because you know what? Yeah, it's all good. It is all good. But yeah, here we are today. Today's Wednesday. It's like August 3rd. A few days ago, I was kind of like showing you guys where I was at. Summertime, August, North Carolina, Zone 7B, yada yada. I'm Lucas with the Hoey Farm over here in Guilford County, North Carolina. And I sell at the Robert G. Shaw's Farmers Market off of 40. So if you're in the area on a Saturday, that's usually whenever I'm there in the morning. So come check me out, come buy some stuff and support a local farmer, because I think that in today's climate, we'll say, I think that that's necessary. And my goal with this channel is to give every bit of knowledge that I've acquired, which is, I'm on this journey, we're on this journey together, to give it to you before, who knows, before whatever, but maybe we can grow together, because I am not nowhere near as experienced as some of these other channels that are on there. I'm just going to be upfront with it, but I've invested a lot of money into some of the startup costs of the style of gardening that is, people like Farmer Jesse of no-till growers. Yeah, if you're watching this, whatever. If not, I understand. But yeah, it's like, this is like my struggle, but I'm in it. Like I'm the thing about me, my twist is, I guess the thing how I approach farming is I'm tenacious. Like I said, my story is kind of like, I'm a recovering addict, but that doesn't sum me up. I am deeper than a puddle. So you'll kind of get to know me through that, but just put that out there. I'm gonna tell you guys like my most vulnerable thing about me. So I kind of feel like maybe that's kind of like important for an audience, maybe. I'm gonna try to turn the comments on, and if you have a similar background, feel free to give a shout out, whatever. Or you guys can like talk smack if that's what you're into, because I know there's some like we'll say some people that are into that stuff, but okay, it's neither here nor there. So for this video, we're going to talk about just kind of like the beginning of my style of farming, which, if you don't know, my style of farming is adopted from the likes of people like Elliot Coleman, J.M. Fortier, Curtis Stone, Josh Satin, I think is his name. He's a YouTube guy. He's super cool. Check out his channel. He's way more like experienced and smart and stuff like that. He's like a teacher or something. My background is I'm a chef. I was a chef, so I approach it from that angle too. And also kind of like a permaculture angle, because my main, we'll say it, my main objective, my main quest is to acquire my own piece of land and really get established and expand the business, and then maybe invest in land and help young farmers to do what I do who are interested, as like, kind of like my mission statement, or business thing, whatever that the professionals call it. I'm not gonna pretend here. Okay, so right behind me is my plot that me and my amigos started last week. Whenever I say that, I'm talking about some friends of mine who just kind of helped me out. They started helping me out for free just because they're so motivated and interested to learn. Because there's a whole generation of us young folks out there that just know that it's just like how the previous generation that lived is just not, I don't want to say acceptable, because that seems like kind of a harsh term, but it's just not the way to go about it, and I think there's a lot of people in my generation and younger, I'm 30, mid 30s. So there's a lot of us out there, that want to just kind of like go back to the old ways a little bit, and kind of not just be weird about it, like being Amish or whatever, but just incorporate a lot of like just realities, like like spraying pesticides on the soil is bad for topsoil. Who would have figured that, but at the same time, we have to also respect our previous generations, because post World War II, there was a lot of things that were made accessible that made things a lot easier, and that's where they were at back then. So we can't really judge grandpa. That's kind of like something that Joel Salatin said, if you've read some of his books, but it's really true. I've talked to some farmers at market, and they're just decent, down-to-earth people that just haven't really studied soil biology or regenerative, agriculture, or pasturing land, using animals to do the hard work, working with nature, working with, things that Father, upstairs gave us, rather than trying to just work with like, big tractors, and then you have to repair tractors, and then your business isn't running very great. So just use what you got until you have to purchase a tool. That's what I would say for this. Like I said, this is my first year being a business, so that's what I would say, is just wait till the very last minute until you need to buy something, and figure out some other way, bootstrap way to do it first. That way, whenever you actually go to make your purchase, it's thought out, and then you take care of your stuff. I've gotten into the habit of been very good at selling stuff, and then I'll just buy things and I don't really appreciate it. And I'll do another video about maintaining tools, and you guys can like see how, you can see what I'm talking about, and then you can like leave comments and make fun of me. And maybe if you're like an old timer out there, maybe you can give me some pointers, and I'll show you how to propagate some rare thing that you didn't know that you could do. So it'll be like, another symbiotic relationship. But okay, so enough of that. Let's get down to business. I'm going to turn this camera around and kind of talk behind the camera and show you what I have for, we're calling this the Three Amigos. This plot's name is basically plot 2, but the Three Amigos plot, or plot 2, whatever. We'll come up with a better name as we go. We'll just make it up sometime as we go along. But that's what this is. Me and my friends that I'm sure will be in some of these videos soon, just kind of did. And what we did is we've been working on being more organized in our efforts. and we're wasting some time. We've noticed that we've wasted some time. We're just trying to be really honest with ourselves, and that's where we're at with it. So let's look. This is a rodent trap. This is a have a heart trap, by the way. It also doubles as a prop for the phone. But yeah, these are great if you want to like relocate things in North Carolina. The funny thing is you're not supposed to relocate animals, right? That's the thing. You can't relocate them, but you can like execute them. Funny thing. So that's a weird law that you have to deal with, and that's also another thing for young gardeners. Just know your state's laws so you don't get in trouble, because that's a story. I'll tell you that story in another video, but there's a whole story with that involves like groundhogs and police and a skunk. So it's a great story, but not for now. Okay, so here we go. It is kind of in the afternoon. This is another 50 by 50 foot plot. We've purchased so far 2 cubic yards of compost from a source that is really cost efficient. So haven't really kind of like done my investigation about this compost. You know, I've asked what they know about it, and they're like, well, it's EPA release. So that's about, I know everyone's like, ask about your compost. And it's like, I have, and the people that are at these compost places don't know much about it in my experience. But either way, this is 2 cubic yards of compost. We brought it in with the truck, and I would say, as far as like being a farmer, if you're doing it bootstrap and you're solo, or you're starting off not solo, but this is the way to go. We tilled it in initially with this. We're battling with grass. We're using like blow torches and stuff. I got to put more compost in. I'll probably do another 2 cubic yards, and then I'm going to get to using this bad boy, tilling it in. I'm going to cover it with a tarp, and we put lime on it after we've done the soil test, and that's where we're at with it. And that's it. So we'll get back to it tomorrow or something. Peace out.